Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome back to our discussion on the use of if statement in Python environment. In the previous video, we showcased the simplest structure of an if statement, which is where we are getting the age of a user and we're comparing it with a known threshold of 18 to make a decision on whether the user is eligible to vote or not. And we extended the conversation to include writing everything on a single line as we have done in cell 3. And then we went as far as giving us the flip side, whether you are above 18 or you are below 18. 18 and above can vote. If you are below, it tells you sorry, you are underage, you can't vote. Or you can even go and say you are under 18 and cannot vote. So the message is more specific. Now, in this video, we would like to extend this conversation to cover situations where the conditions you are dealing with maybe more than one. So even here, we can have more than one condition, but let's keep it as it is. Let's see a scenario where we come in here and ask students for, I can copy this and use it here to ease my score. Okay. Indicate your score. So you indicate your score, we capture it as an integer, and then we come in here and say if my score is in the range of 40, that means I scored between 0 and 39. So it has to be if score in range 40, then we can say print, in this climb we say F9, meaning that you failed. But to make it more generic, we can say fail. Okay, the second parenthesis stays here. Okay, so that is the situation here. So we can make a copy of this and put it here. In fact, we can copy the whole of this. Print fail. Print fail. So we'll copy this, paste it across a few times, and then we'll decide on the basic adjustments that we need to make here. I know I have to adjust that. I can do this. So let's say this time around, this cannot be print here. It has to be print here. Good. So the logic is still incorrect, but let's get the structure correctly. If my score is in range 40, print fail, yes. The next one will be if my score is in range 41, comma 50, step 1. So I'm saying my score is between 40, in fact, it should be 40 because the first one didn't have 40. So I'll say between 40 but less than 50. That's what this one is talking about. So we'll say below average. Okay. Then the next construct is going to be 50 through 50. I can say 60 since 60 is not part of it. So this is between 50 and 59. You can say average, and then we can go ahead and say 60 through 70, step 1. This is going to be 60 through 69. Okay, you can say good. Okay, then the next one is going to be 70 to 79 step 1, we can say very good, else we'll print excellent. Yeah, there is a weakness to this, but I'll show you much later when I'm testing this code. So let's run through the script again. We get our score from the user, and then we check if the score is below 40. That means we should display fail. If the score is between 40 and 59, remember this figure is not part of the range, then it should show below average. And I guess the consistency is there: 40, 50, 60, 70, 50, 60, 70, 80. Then we're good. Yeah. So let's run this and see what we're going to have. So it's asking me for my score. I scored 34. It says fail. Is that correct? Yes, because 34 is in this part of the logic. I am below 40, and that's why it shows fail for me. So let's run it again and go to the next range. I scored 44. It should say I'm below average. Yeah, that's correct, because I am in this block within the if statement. When I run the script again and I put 54, it says I'm average because I'm running around here. And if I do 65, it should tell me I'm good, because this is the logic leg that is executed for me. But if I run it again and I score 78, I'm just very good, because this is the part of the code that is handling that score that I have indicated. And if I put 89, that's excellent for me. So this looks good, but at an advanced level, you know, this is not the way the logic should be crafted, because I can come in here and say 109. It will still display it as excellent, but we know that's not reasonable, because the maximum score should be 100. And you can test the other side as well, where you put -5. It doesn't know how to handle it. It's still saying -5 is excellent, because that's as much as it knows for now. Whatever doesn't fall into the conditions here is deemed to be excellent, and -5 is not excellent. So that's the weakness with this code, but it can be tweaked at a later stage to make it do what we have in mind. But for now, it works based on the simple baby logic that we have wired in here. It tests your score within certain ranges, and it displays the appropriate message that people can see on the screen. So that's good. That's one way in which if statement can be used. Now, the second construct, which is a little bit more complicated, is, okay, I said we can have nested statement, and that's the part that I want to demonstrate next. So let me check if I can come in here and say, let me check your state of origin. I can even check your gender. Let's say my gender is equal to input, and I'm asking the user for their gender. Just a basic request for their gender. It's a text. So I can say also in there, I'll ask for their age. This time around, it's going to be like, I'll cast their age. So I have two variables being given to me. So I can say if my gender dot lower is equal to female, do certain things. Else, if my gender dot lower is equal to male, do certain things. Otherwise, this should not be possible again. So we should come in here and say print, for instance, invalid gender indicated. So we can come in here and adjust this because we expect the gender to just be female or male based on the question that is here. And I'm assuming here that you are indicating the full values of female or male. If you want that to be more flexible, then you can come in and say my gender dot lower is also F. Some people can come in and put theirs like this. So I'm using and with or. This is using or, so I can say this one is going to be male. So whether I put it as male or I put it as M, it will evaluate it to be a male. And here, if I put it as F or female, it will evaluate it as a female. But that's not the final decision. It still needs to do something else. Now, on a good day, I can put in age as part of this, but some people won't. So maybe after evaluating gender, you want to do some other things with the age. I can now come in and say if my age is greater than or equal to 18. Typically, we won't add code 18 like this. We'll set it as a parameter. Then we can come in here and start, printing message on eligibility to vote. In fact, you can say congrats, you are shortlisted for the scholarship. Okay, I can say if your age is this and probably your state of origin is Lagos, even though we've not captured that yet. So we can easily come in here, make a copy, paste, and say state of origin. Say state of origin. So people will give us this. If your state of origin is Lagos and you are 18 and above, then you are shortlisted for the scholarship. If you are a male, it's not the same ball game. So I may come in here and say, make a copy of this. If you are a male, you need to be, maybe it's people who are from your state that I'm dealing with in this case. Then this is going to be the situation. And then I can execute my else. So what I'm demonstrating here basically is really not the validity of the sense in this code, but the idea that you can nest if statement within another if statement, as I have demonstrated here. So let's run this and see the way it works. So it's asking for my gender, I go with F. It's asking for my age, I put 21. And then it's asking for my state of origin, I say Lagos. So it tells me, congrats, you are shortlisted, because it checked my gender, it is female. It checked my age, I am above 18. It checked my state of origin, I'm in Lagos. I'm from Lagos, and then it evaluates me to be, eligible for the contract, or for the scholarship rather. But let's look at a scenario where I claim to be a female. I'm 21, but I'm from a different state. It doesn't know what to do because we did not instruct it to handle that leg of communication. And that's why you need to come in here and say else. Tell the candidate that he or she is not eligible for scholarship. Say print alert. You are not shortlisted this year. Okay, so that's a polite way of saying the person should try again next year. And it means you can come in here with a similar construct and then paste this in the else part if you're dealing with male who are from your state. So if I run this again and I say I'm female, I'm 21, and I'm from Osun State, it should tell me I'm not shortlisted this year because this is the part of the logic that is going to be executed for me. And if we run the same scenario for male, I'm 30. Oh my goodness, I think I've made a mistake. So I'll cancel that execution. Yes. I'll re-execute. Gender is male, age is 34, and then I put Kwara State. It will tell me I'm not eligible because the scholarship is meant for people who are above 18 that are male and are from Oyo State. And it's the conditions I put in there didn't match, and that's why it says I am not shortlisted this year. So for me to be shortlisted as a male, I must go in there and claim to be a male over 18, and I must be from Oyo State. And that's why I'm shortlisted for the scholarship this time around. So this is another way in which you can use if statements to evaluate conditions and reach certain conclusions based on what your business logic requires. It's an intuitive, a syntax, and I hope you find a lot of use for this in your day-to-day programming. I look forward to seeing you in the next example of another construct which is similar to if statement, but it's not exactly if statement. Thanks a lot for watching. I see you then. Bye for now.